Hello, chat. I hope you're all staying hydrated.
What up?
Woo! I got a ice cold water, baby. What's up, y'all? I saw the Alucord hanging out in chat. I just want you to know that I did the thing. I got a new tape measure with your $10, and it's got your name on it now. So anytime you see this tape measure on stream, you'll see your name also. And the first time you're going to see that tape measure on stream is this Monday. Because we're going to be doing our very first game of Age of Sigmar. We're going to be playing some Spearhead with the Cruel Boys versus the Nurgly Boys. Oh, hey, Sean's here. Hi, Sean.
Hello.
How you doing, bud?
Good. I'm still getting my stuff all set up how it should. I'm not broadcasting anything like your audio or anything, right?
Hello?
Oh,
no, I don't think
I
so.
don't
I think we're good.
Okay, good.
Yeah, my hair is really wild. Oh, well.
Hey, my hair's just as wild, hence the hat.
Hints. That's why I always wear hats. Yo.
It's the spaghetti and meatball.
Man,
Yeah.
We got to get Ryan a breadstick hat.
Ryan's our little
Bread
breadstick.
stick.
Ryan, you can be our little breadstick.
All right, I accept it.
Well, anyway, this week I decided that... Well, actually, this was Ryan's idea. I didn't decide this. This was all Ryan's idea. We're going to talk about our favorite factions in Warhammer.
Was it?
Yeah, this was your idea. And you were like, never mind, it's dumb, I don't want to do this. And I was like, nope, it's not dumb, we're going to do this.
Oh, yeah, I remember coming up with this now.
Yeah, this is all yours.
It was my 4th of July idea. Because, like, you know, celebrating patriotism, so celebrate your favorite faction, sort of. There's a common thread there or something.
There was, but then we didn't do a stream on
stream.
4th of July, so yeah.
I brought my Imperium of Man Stein.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Alright, so we're going to start with Ryan, and Ryan prepared some images for us. So...
10 minutes ago. Pulled them off.
10 minutes ago. Alright, Ryan.
So, yeah. So don't be deceived by this first image. There's like a little bit of story. So I got into 40K. I got into the hobby pretty much in 2nd edition. You know, like most people, like a lot of us, I think, saw a Space Marine and was like, whoa, what's that? That looks pretty cool. And I was like, okay, I'll start buying some of these miniatures and building them and painting them. I didn't even know it was a game. But as I got into the hobby, you know, Space Marines are cool, but there's something that is like a Space Marine, but way better. And that's a Chaos Space Marine.
Is that the
next
image?
Yeah, the rest of them you can just kind of go in whatever order. I bought into the game itself, like actually got enough miniatures to play the game and the rules and everything in 3rd edition when it released. So this is like an image from the original rule book that I had, which I still have. When I saw Chaos Space Marines, it was like, these are Space Marines mixed with like heavy metal. And that image he just closed was like, that page in the 3rd edition rule book, the previous one, was like one of my favorite pages. Yeah, like, especially that bottom one. I don't know, something about those Night Lords like rolling up on bikes with the dreadnought and everything just looks.
Is this
really
what
cool.
made you want to start Night Lords?
That image has always stuck with me. Yeah, I've got some bikes. I actually bought one of those dreadnoughts, which I need to build. I might like try to like set up and recreate that image. I don't have Ultramarines Terminators, so I'll have to.
That dreadnought is like Obliterator sized, isn't it?
Yeah, he's a little dude. I'm gonna put him on like a Hellbrute base, maybe like put some terrain under him so he's a little more stacked up.
And he's all pewter, right? So you can just beat your opponent to death with him.
Yeah, I can kill somebody with it. And he's got that crazy like power scourge, funky hand. But anyway, Chaos Space Marines have just always been really fucking rad to me. And the more I got into the lore, the more I liked them. And like this is like from the 2nd edition Chaos Codex, I think, when they first started fleshing out the legions. And like the original Chaos Space Marine legions were essentially they were like, okay, we have a Chaos Marine kit. What other bits from other kits can we smash into them to make like identities for these legions? So like Night Lords were like vampire bits. I think Iron Warriors, I think it says use Goblin bits, and then like Black Legion, I think is like Chaos Marauder bits. I can't remember for Alpha Legion, maybe like Lizard Man bits. But anyway, it was like this mishmash of stuff, just trying to make stuff have identity. But yeah, Chaos Marines, they're my favorite faction. As far as what Legion is the best, I obviously like Night Lords. I think I like Night Lords a lot because my favorite color is blue. I just think blue looks really fucking rad. Noise Marines are also really cool just because of how ridiculous they are. Like classic art like this where they have like actual like guitar stuff going on is just amazing. Yeah, and like in third edition there was a lot of stuff that focused on Night Lords. So I think that like got into my blood back when I was a child. And it stuck with me. But yeah, as far as Legions, Night Lords, Iron Warriors are also cool, and then Red Corsairs I am pretty fond of.
Oh, look at this
But they're
tentacle
kind
arm
of a
guy, dude.
newcomer. Yeah, he's fucking wild. I have a few of these miniatures. I love old art like that last Marine that he just showed.
This, yeah.
Like the new art is great. I love it. But that classic, like, I don't know, comic book style, black and white art, just it does something to me.
I'm gonna
But yeah.
disagree with that one, Ryan. I have to, because the new art is not as good. The new miniatures are way better. The new art pales in comparison to the old art. There's no contest.
I think that a lot of the not like I think like 7th, 8th, and like 9th edition had some pretty lame art. 9th edition started getting back to the good shit though, right? If you look at like the Gene Stealer Codex art, you look at the World Eaters Codex art, like the CSM Codex art, all of that shit bugs.
Yeah, some of it's there. Some of it's there.
They're like going back to some of that more abstract, crazy shit.
Yeah, a lot of the new art has like more of a realistic approach. Like they're trying to like make it photorealistic, which is cool to like see the universe in that resolution. But the old art just has so much character and like just style to it.
Yeah, I think part of my problem is that the new art is more realistic than the new minis. Like
there's like a style clash there, kind of.
Like there's a style clash between like if you take all the Space Marine Codex art from 9th edition and a lot of it they were using for 10th, it doesn't look like the true scale Primaris Marines. Like the art doesn't match the Marine. And I don't know, I think it looks too clean. It looks cleaner than like the actual minis do, in a weird way.
Fort Flammen! Fort Flammen Descent!
Yeah, I saw this picture and like my brain didn't register that it was in German until after I had uploaded it. I can't remember. This was in either one of the codexes or it was in like it might have been in an Imperial Armor book back when you could like customize your vehicles with add-ons and stuff. One thing I really miss about old Hammer is like the crazy conversions you'd get up to when they would come up with rules for stuff because they thought it was like lore wise it was cool, but they would only have certain models and they'd be like, hey, make it and bring it on the table. Like one of the old, I think Imperial Guard codexes, or no Tyranid Codex, I think, or one of the books somewhere back there had rules for a Catachan Devil, I think is what it was called.
Yeah, the crazy monsters.
Like a really unique Tyranid adjacent monster. And in the book, it was like, we don't have a miniature for this. We would love to see you convert something and make it to play with. I thought that was really cool.
Yeah.
But yeah, anyway, not to get too off track. Chaos Space Marines are the best. In a world where everyone is the bad guy, why not be the bad guys?
They're the baddest guys.
And to have the most fun being bad, you know?
Cool. All right, so That's Ryan's. Ryan has chosen Chaos Space Marines as objectively the coolest faction in Warhammer.
Let the galaxy burn.
Chat, while we're going through this, I want you guys to tell us what you think is objectively the coolest faction in Warhammer. I'm curious to see where everyone's tastes lie. I'll probably do mine last because I have like an actual full PowerPoint presentation. So Sean, talk to us about your favorite.
I guess I should clarify. I don't think you picked the same faction I did.
I don't know.
He did
Okay.
not. I know what faction Jordan picked. His
Oh, you? Yeah, no. Yeah.
Okay.
If anything,
so Jordan, I just sent you a bunch of images, but I said I'm late. So
Oh my gosh.
they're there if you want them. Otherwise, look, Warhammer 40,000. When you think of Warhammer, you think of one thing and one thing only, and that's Space Marines. Now, when I first saw Warhammer, I was 13 or 12, and a buddy of mine had a red CSM army. I couldn't tell you what sub-faction it was. I couldn't tell you what legion it was, but it was a red and gold CSM army, and it was gorgeous. But you look at these guys, and you tell me they are not Warhammer 40,000 in a nutshell. Black Armored Space Marines, especially the Black Templars, are Warhammer 40k in a nutshell. Candles and skeletons and chains and robes on
Berserker
sci-fi
sword,
powered
motherfucker.
armor.
Oh my god, he's even got the little Berserker symbol on his tilt shield.
Yeah.
So, uh,
I should clarify, these models are far better than mine. But these models are all from my inspiration folder. So if you ever see any of these copied on future Slam Sector streams, you know where I got it from.
Are you gonna start putting Berserk symbols on yours?
I don't know what Berserk is, so no. Probably not.
that's pretty chaos.
no.
Up here.
I think you would like Berserk.
That seems
Might
like an
like
anime
Berserk.
thing,
It,
and I've seen
Yeah.
2 animes. Now, you got candles, and you got robes, and you've got Catholic guilt, all wrapped up with the little Mechanicum Servitor guys. That's like 100% of what GW wanted when 40k started. And I don't really have much else to say aside from look at them, right? But technically, I'm counting Black Armored Space Marines as Templars, Death Watch, Dark Angels, Iron
Dark
Hands.
Angels have green armor.
Listen,
Well, they
Jordan,
originally had black armor.
Originally,
they should have black armor.
I guess
Always
some
do.
of them have black armor now
Yeah, and I
because
think,
the Inner
you know,
Circle
I think that
companions.
now that they've gone to confession, they should. That one I should clarify. It's not my model, despite the fact that I've got a very.
It's similar to
looking
like
model.
your
It's the same. It's the same like inspiration.
I think that piece of artwork that inspired that conversion, I think, is a lot of people's favorite fucking piece of
Yeah.
artwork.
Yeah. Last Stand by
It's-
Kev Walker.
It is a rad. Like I used to flip open the 3rd edition book because I like Chaos Space Marines, but I also play Black Templar, and I used to flip open the 3rd edition book just to look at that picture. Let me see if I'll see if I can find it.
It's called Last Stand by Kev Walker.
Yeah.
But
So-
see, this guy that one's better painted than mine. But he didn't quite get the grime and the dead Marines around his ankles.
true.
It's also flipped the wrong way.
Well, so you kind of have like an ongoing project with your Black Templars, right?
Yeah. I have about 4,500 points of Black Templars on a table right here.
Mhm.
Actually, I think I just put them away in the closet. I've got about 4,500 points of Black Templars that I am slowly doing the full conversions of shaving off all the eagles and adding all the candles and the cloaks. And I'm going to be honest, it's become a little bit of a nightmare. All of my units are kit bash to hell. it's not guy's not showing, but you know, Sword Brethren Dreadnought that I've been working on this weekend. You know, we got everything is. I'm trying to capture this image with new models, because I think the problem with modern Space Marine design is they've lost all of the Gothic, they've lost all the Grimdark, and they've become generic science fiction. They look like StarCraft Terrans. They don't look like Space Marines anymore. And that's no shade against the Primaris, because I love the Primaris, but I think they've lost so much of that. If the Primaris had,
they've lost a lot of like this.
Yeah, they've lost all this.
Yeah,
because the biggest example I have is the Warpsmith. The Chaos Warpsmith to me looks like an Imperial, looks like it should be an Imperial unit. To me, the Warpsmith doesn't look like it should be Chaos. It looks like it should be Imperial. I think Chaos should be 10 times what the Warpsmith is, right? Because the Warpsmith is just a grimdark Mechanicum Space Marine, that looks like old Tech Marines, and we've kind of lost that.
Yeah, and we were even talking about this. I think it was yesterday. It's not even like limited to just Space Marines, right? I was talking about the Pink Horrors.
Yeah.
So the new Pink Horrors are so lame compared to these.
I don't know what the new Pink Horrors look like.
These guys are fucking chaotic, dude. These guys are rad. Yeah. The new ones are like kind of tame, I guess. Let me see if I can pull
a picture of the new ones.
Yeah, let me pull that up real quick.
I posted that Last Stand picture if you want to pop it up. Yeah, I agree to some extent about what you're saying, Sean. Oh, those are the new ones?
Yeah. They've lost the like fucked up twisted chaos of the old ones.
Yeah,
they're just kind of hopping.
They look to I know I default to a lot of D&D terms, but to me Tzeentch demons should be aberrations in D&D terms, like the Beholder or the Mind Flayer. And these look like aberrations. The new ones look like devils. Right? They don't look like they're weird warp entities. They look like they're from hell, which I don't think is the intention behind the lore.
Yeah, Last Stand. That's such a sick piece of artwork.
Yeah, that shit's rad.
I just love the fact that the entire background is just like a haze of war and other banners.
Mm-hmm.
But to the chat, I think Dark Angels and Black Templars could just be the same army model-wise.
Yeah. So I bought the Black Templars Combat Patrol specifically to get bits for my Dark Angels.
Mm-hmm. And I've bought several Dark Angels kits for bits for Deathwatch and
what Epic Gamer is saying is correct. Yeah, they changed their main color to be the dark green, and in remembrance of the Forest of Caliban. Yeah. And then the Deathwing is all bone white in remembrance of the squad, the bunch of Terminator dudes that they lost on one of their recruiting worlds to the Gene Stealers.
Yeah. To me, Black Templars are usually tabards, and then Dark Angels are robes with hoods. Is sort of the difference between their models.
I think they can be both, but yeah.
Yeah, and there's some crossover. If you look at the new Deathwing Knights kit or the Deathwing Terminators kit, there a lot of them are in tabards. I think there's 3 in tabards and 2 in cloaks.
Yeah,
and it's kind of hard to put a Terminator in a robe.
Yeah. I mean, they do it. They've done it pretty well. But yeah, and I think that there's also some old Templar art where they are in because it's more like the open tabard, I guess, rather than the full front tabard.
I don't think I've ever seen a Templar in a hooded robe. in like official art.
No,
Not
I haven't
hooded.
either.
Yeah. No hood.
Yeah. It's
Um,
always like
A lot of the Dark
like,
Angel stuff
Dark
has like the like knightly helms now too, though. So like the Inner
Yeah.
Circle companions like have some options for the like knightly looking helms, the same that like the Black Templars do.
Yeah, it's
there's a
and
lot of
the
crossover.
the stylistic difference between Templars and Angels is the Templars are the traditional Crusader Knights, like um, like
The Teutonic
pre-Reformation. They're Teutonic Knights, and whereas the Dark Angels are Arthurian Knights, so it's all based on the court
Yeah.
of King Arthur.
Yeah.
Like that style is more of the English versus the Germanic. Germanic and like Spanish. And
Wigburger. Hello, mustache and beard people. Yeah, we are just 3 dudes with mustaches and beards.
we have a couple friends who just don't know which one of us is which anymore, and
Yeah.
There's more than 3 of us that look the same. We're all just white dudes with
Yeah.
beards and mustaches.
Yeah.
But yeah. So Ryan picked Chaos Space Marines. Sean picked Black Armored Space Marines. Mostly Black Templars, but also Death Watch a little bit as a treat, and some Dark Angels.
and Dark Angels, and I really
Iron
like Iron
Hands.
Hands. I just will never build an Iron Hands army.
Yeah. Well, it turns out that we have kind of like all 3 major factions covered, right? Because I have a TED Talk about why Orks is the best! So, here is my presentation about why Orks is the best. Point 1. They is green. And green is the best color. Point 2. They got the most DACA. So, DACA is good for killing Yumis. Stompa's got 8 guns. That's a lot of guns. And, like 50 shots? I can't count that high. Can you count that high? That's a lot of shots. Boomdaka Snazwagons? That's a bomb-ass name for a truck with a gun on it. Killicans, Ludas, Dreadmob, Go Burr. We got the most DACA absolutely possible. The next point. They got the best buggies! They got a whole ass cult dedicated to just going fast. And if they paint their cars red, they actually go faster. That's pretty
Are all
fucking
these
wild.
slides- Are all these slides color coded?
Maybe.
He did.
Something that I don't do enough, that I probably should do a little bit more of, is kitbashing. All of your trucks and vehicles and whatever, you can kitbash them out of everyone else's vehicles. I see a lot of like Gorkanauts and Morkanauts made out of like the croissant, the Necron croissant.
Oh,
that
yeah,
thing
yeah.
looks so cool.
Yeah, I like those a lot.
Every kit is an orc kit, as they say.
Yeah. All the buggies got DACA. Even the trucks, dude. And all your homies, all the boys. You got trucks for your boys, dude. And a lot of their buggies got teeth on them. Look, the truck's got teeth on them. It's got teeth here. This car's got teeth right in the front. You need teeth, dude. This truck's
Wait a
even
second.
got teeth.
I'm going to call a timeout real quick on you.
Don't.
Are those Imperial Guardsmen driving that truck in that top picture with an adept, Mechanicus adept hanging
Yeah,
off the
don't-
back shooting?
Don't worry about what's happening there.
What the hell is that?
I don't know. To be perfectly honest, I have no idea what's happening in that picture.
I think the Imperium has hijacked that that orc vehicle, which
But
honestly
it's
feels like heresy.
insane.
In its own right.
Yeah, completely. Yeah, I don't know what's going on there. We're gonna just ignore that. Anyway,
All right.
next point, Days Green.
Didn't you-
Green is the best
Wait.
color. What?
No, nothing.
Next, they got Dachilius Gitz. You got Gazgul Malgaruk Thraka. He's the biggest lad. He kills so many people with his big old claw and his big old gun and his little Makari. Mazrog Scragbad, he rides a giant land shark. He rides a street shark. That's pretty fucking rad. Ooftek the Gargant Smasher. He single-handedly basically took down a whole Gargant all by himself with no help from
Princess.
No, yeah, Princess helped. Princess helped for sure. And that's where Princess got its name.
Mm-hmm.
We also got pirates. We got Captain Badrock. No picture with him here. But not Nizquick. Nizquick is decidedly not Killy. Well, we still have Captain Badrock. He just doesn't have a model anymore.
I didn't think he had stats anymore in the new codex.
He's Legends.
Okay, yeah. So he's still around. He's still kicking it.
Yeah. He exists to some degree. They got the best scraps. Whenever you're playing Orks, you're rolling a fuck ton of dice, dude. You wanna shoot your Stompa, you better get ready to roll like 100 fucking dice. They're great if you like to gamble. All of their saves are like 5-up, all of their guns hit on 5s. So when you do hit, it feels great. It's like a fucking rush of endorphins, dude. It's rad. And again, Dreadmob, go burr. Dreadmob is like one of the best attachments to ever come out of Warhammer 40,000. You push a button, and that button does random shit to all of your vehicles and your mechs. So that's pretty fun. And you get to yell, "Whoa!" And nobody judges you for it. Day is time travelers. So you can crump them in the 41st, so that you can play them in 40k. You can crump them into old world. You can crump them into slightly less old world, age of something. So all that to say, you can play them in 40k. They exist in old world as the Black Orcs, and they exist in Age of Sigmar as like the Cruel Boys and the Iron Jaws. They're kind of like all encompassed in Orc war clans now, but they probably won't be for long. We'll see how that goes.
Regular Orcs and Black Orcs.
Well, yeah. Yeah, can you guess what the next slide is?
Day is green.
Day is green! Day is green! Here we go! Here we go!
I just want to share my support for the Dread Mob.
Dread Mob!
I'm currently working on a Dread Mob of my own. I've got about
Yeah, but it's a stupid Umi Dread Mob.
10, 11. I've got 11 black armored dreadnoughts. Actually, I think one of them is going to be yellow when I'm done with it, but that's beside the point.
But you ain't gonna stomper!
I just bought this guy, though.
Y'all gonna have to have a Dread Smash, Black
Oh,
Templar
yeah.
versus Orc Dread Smash.
Oh, yeah.
At some point.
Yeah, it'll happen.
I think Maddie's going to take my my Dreadnought army idea. I think that'll be on the channel before mine is. But
Then we'll have to have a Dreadnought
Oh,
versus
really?
Dreadnought versus Dreadmob fight. 3-way battle.
I'll have to get a bunch of demon engines and come crash the party.
yeah.
Anyways, all of that to say, 8 puny gits, 8 sneaky gits, 8 Umis, not racist, just don't like them. Love me chopper, love me shooters, love me scraps. Simple as.
Is that how an orc?
You make some compelling points.
Thank you for coming to my TED Talk.
As someone who has a stack of orcs just sort of lurking.
Yeah, you can speak. You can speak to the emotional therapy that orcs provide.
Yeah, anytime I'm feeling bad, I buy a box of orcs, and it just makes me feel better because orcs are fun. You know, of the factions out there, orcs I think are the only ones that are like truly living their best life in 40k. And
It's true. They're the only happy faction in Warhammer 40,000.
Except maybe Nurgle. Nurgle's got that kind of
That's fair. I guess I kind of like lump Chaos Demons all together, but yeah, Nurgle specifically, they're also pretty joyful and jolly. They have a guy called the Sloppity Bile Piper. Like, how can you not be happy when you got a dude called a Sloppity Bile Piper?
I still laugh that
Orks
I didn't
are-
know there was a. Oh, sorry. I still laugh. I didn't know there was a model. This delay. The delay is
sorry.
awful.
Go ahead.
No, it's fine. I still laugh that I didn't know there was a unit called a Sloppity Bile Piper until they made a Magic card called that.
Yeah, dude. And then he plays songs. One of those songs is called "My Love for You is like a smelly, smelly fart" or something like that.
Yeah. I imagine the bile pipes just sound like ceaseless flatulence.
Oh, for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't hear any squig talk. That's fair. I didn't mention squigs specifically, but squigs are also a good point. There's so many different kinds of squigs. Let's pull up the squig. I think we've done this before.
There's a squig for all seasons.
Have you guys done a
Epic
squig
Gamer
tier
says-
list?
That's already been done. Adeptus Ridiculous already did the squig tier list.
Oh, did they? Okay.
Epic Gamer says, I'd be so hard pressed to choose just one faction like y'all, LOL, tied up between CSM, Craft Worlds, and Kroot. Yeah, I mean...
Homie, I got a dozen armies.
Yeah,
I feel that.
I picked the one that I've probably spent... Well, actually, I've probably spent more time with Dark Eldar playing them. But Chaos Marines have always been with me, so I just picked them. I've got Dark Eldar, I've got Chaos Marines, I've got Black Templar, I've got Orks, like we just mentioned, Imperial Guard. We got way too much.
Here we go. I own 15,000 points of Space Marines. I think about a little over 10,000 of that is Dark Angels.
The rest is like Space Wolves, right?
Space Wolves and Death Watch. So,
Oh, I forgot you have that Death Watch force.
I used to have Tau back in 3rd edition also, but I sold them. And I used to have Craft World Eldar. I had 3 people's different Craft World Eldars, but I met them into other things.
Yeah, this is 9,170 points. And then some amount of Death Watch. I have Adrax for some reason. Don't know why I have him. I think I was gonna start a Salamander's army at some point, and then I didn't. Then I have a few Ultramarines that are probably not going to be Ultramarines for very long. So I guess that's another almost 1,000 points, 735. But, yeah, so it's not easy to pick one faction. I think I just probably, when I'm playing Orcs, I think that's the faction that I have the most fun with, even though I like a bunch of different factions.
Yeah.
Is Adrax built or painted?
He's built, he's not painted.
Sounds like a Death Watch army, a Death Watch model, if I've ever heard of it.
Or a Dark Angels model.
Yeah. Well, I still have the goal of taking all of the Primaris faction leaders and converting them to Death Watch, like I did with what's his name, Fieros.
Iron Father. Yeah, I have a Pharos, but he's my Tech Marine.
Yeah, he's my Tech Marine for Death Watch.
Bowel Torrent Squigs?
Oh yeah, it's exactly what you think it is. A Bowel Torrent Squig? Yeah. The name speaks for itself. There you go.
My god.
Yeah. There's all kinds of squigs, dude. Chewing squigs is basically just gum. Eating squigs, it's just food, you know. Face eater squigs, again, pretty self-explanatory. There's a lot of good squigs. You know what? That's a slide that I missed for sure, is just listing off all the good squigs.
What's your favorite
Everybody
squig?
knows about Squigs.
What's my favorite squig?
Mm-hmm.
You know, weirdly, I think I'm kind of a fan of the hair squig.
Yeah, I was going to say Hair Squigs.
I had a feeling.
Even though I cut all my hair off. I wouldn't have to cut all my hair off if I just had a hair squig.
Fair.
Juicy squigs
Bite
are also
into
pretty
the
good.
skin.
They're basically just gushers, but they're squigs. Mimic, is this your favorite, Sean?
No, maybe I don't know. I think I'm partial to like princess. Well, no, I like the Squigosaur. Does that count as a squig?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm a big fan of the Squigosaur. I
Squig
think
hogs.
that's one of
Squig
the
hogs
like
are good. Squigosaurs. Yeah.
Squigoths.
because I'm
Squigoths,
not
yeah.
like
Gargantuan
I'm not an
squigoths.
Orcs guy. I'm not an Orcs guy, but my two favorite Orc models are
Like
the War
Mazrog.
Boss on, the War Boss on Squigosaur, and the guy with Princess. What's his name? Uftak.
Ooftak.
Uftak. Blackhawk.
I just like that he's got a big like. I think like a E-web cannon mounted on a squig.
E-web cannon. Is this Star Wars?
That's where my brain goes.
It does kind of look like that, though.
It's
Yeah.
the gun from a Boomdaka Snazwagon.
Yeah.
He rips it
You know,
off
the fact
after
that
they
there's
crash
a
into
model called a
Is it a Boomdaka Snazwagon? No, it's a. Oh my god, what's the one that teleports?
Oh, it's the teleporting one. Yeah.
I'm blank. All the names are so dumb, and I forgot.
Is it not just
something
it's
jump? Something jump dragsta. Def jump dragsta
yeah.
or something.
Shock jump dragsta.
Shock
Yeah.
jump dragsta. Yeah.
Yeah.
They teleport through the shield.
Yeah.
Of the warlord.
That's how they kill the Titan.
awful.
What do you mean awful? That's rad as fuck.
I can't get over the names. I just can't get over the names.
Custom Booster Blasta?
The custom Booster Blasta, the
Boomdaka Snazwagon?
the jump dragsta. I can't.
Shock jump dragsta?
I'm telling you, we got to play a game of Gorka Morka.
Or Formula WOG,
That's
dude.
For God, if I had unlimited time and money, like if I didn't have to work and I had unlimited budget, I would do Formula WA and take it to a tournament and waste everyone's time.
I mean, we could do Formula WOG on the channel. Just have Matt print them, right?
But see, it's not supposed to be like an actual race.
This is something you take to a tournament and you put it down in front of your opponent and you're like, I'm not going to fight you. I'm just going to drive around the board the entire game and see how many laps I can do.
You never explain yourself. You just for your first turn, you're like, and they're off, and like you just start driving your cars around the map and see if they figure out what the hell you're doing.
Yeah.
One day.
Just be British and gargle some marbles and the names will flow just fine. Alucord, I don't know if you saw. I haven't seen you since you said the thing in the beginning. But I got a new tape measure. And this one's cooler.
I can't hear Alucord without thinking Alucard.
Alucard. Yeah, I mean I assume that's probably the reference. Dracula, if you put it backwards. Dracula. Dracula.
Dracula. Shout out to Squidburger with his Deathwatch vets.
Deathwatch vets.
The first 40k kit I bought was the Deathwatch vets. That was what got me into 40k.
I don't know what the first kit I bought was. It was probably Thunderwolf Cavalry.
Those are good.
Because my first army was Space Wolves.
My first kit was...
Ryan, do you even remember?
Oh, yeah, I remember. It was a Space Marine Plasma Gunner. And he's the guy that is of my good luck charm now. Because he's completely fucking melted.
Oh, yeah!
Why is he melted?
Ryan burned him. He got mad and burned him.
Because that was when you could buy single Marines in a blister. Like
yeah, it was a blister.
Flesh out a squad.
I know I'm like off camera talking, which is terrible, but so I painted them with like enamel paint because back in the day I was using Tester's enamel as my paint, and I did a really bad job. I put on way too much paint, and like a few years later, I was like, I need to strip this paint off. How am I going to do that? And I was like, oh, I'm going to soak him in lighter fluid, wrap him in paper towels.
What?
Well, so I tried a few things. I tried like scraping it off. I tried like using cleaners and stuff. I tried using mineral spirits. None of it worked. So it was already like sort of soaked in mineral spirits, and And then I was like, well, what if I try to burn the paint and it'll like the paint will burn before the metal melts? Was my thought process. I was in like middle school.
Okay.
And my grandfather and my older brother were like, "You got this, kid." And so he was soaked in mineral spirits. I soaked him a little bit more in mineral spirits, wrapped him in paper towel, soaked that in mineral spirits, took it into the garage, lit it on fire, and it exploded. One of his legs literally exploded off his body because like there was like an air pocket or something in there, and it expanded and just shot off. I heard it ricochet around the garage. Never found it. His other leg melted. The front of his plasma gun melted. And the paint is still on him to this day. That tester's enamel. It's charred, but you still can see some of the colors. I don't know where the dice box he's in is, so I can't whip him out right now. But yeah, that was my first
So
miniature.
I've done something similar to burning a model. I had my first like geek game was Magic the Gathering, and I had a Red Deck Wins, which if anyone is familiar with Magic the Gathering, it's just all cards that are extremely cheap and deal direct damage to your opponent.
Okay.
And the flavor
Sounds
is,
like my
it's a
kind of deck.
Yeah, it's a burn deck.
Yeah.
So the flavor is like lightning bolt and fireball and stuff like that. So I took that deck, and I thought it would be really cool if I singed the edges of all the cards.
Oh no. That's bad. That's a bad idea for a lot of reasons.
Yeah. And then I discovered competitive Magic, and I had a perfectly playable competitive deck that still would be competitive to this day.
But people can tell what card you have if they played against you before.
15 years ago. Yeah, it's an illegal deck because all the cards are marked.
Yeah.
So.
Damn, dude.
Whoops. Hey, it made it, but it really made a statement at like casual tables. People were like, "What the fuck?"
I mean, you could sleeve them all, right?
I guess that's my first. Well, and it does matter. You could still tell because the corners are different.
Yeah, and you could feel
I
them.
played it sleeved. But like, and that was my argument. But then once I like got into competitive Magic, I'm like, oh, I can't play this. Like this is completely illegal. I guess that's my first kit bash.
Is that a kit bash? You're not bashing kits together.
I don't know if that's.
You're bashing fire and paper together.
Yeah. First Warhammer model I painted was ironically a Tech Marine though.
My first, I still have it. My first Warhammer model I ever painted is on the Slam Sector set. It's a Tau Piranha.
Mm.
I got him.
I still have the first. I still have that Tech Marine, but he like has now lost his Forge axe or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not really a usable model.
Yeah, I proceeded to never buy another Tau model ever again.
See if I can get this to. Oh, there he goes. Yeah, this is my plasma gunner. You can still see some of the red paint.
You know, Ryan, you should put that in. Yeah, sorry, conversion. That's a better word. Epic Gamer, you're right. Conversion.
Yeah.
Ryan, you should put that in a Dreadnought.
I set him on top of Dreadnoughts sometimes when I played.
I remember when my dumbass decided I was going to make a Nurgle Gene Stealer army. And I've been kit bashing ever since. Can't stop.
And they keep coming out with stuff for you to work on.
But I don't even have to kit bash them anymore. They're just coming out with Nurgle Gene Stealers now.
Yeah.
They even came out with a Nurgle Gene Stealer AdMech. That's fucking wild.
God, that guy's so sick.
That guy's gonna be my engine seer in my guard army.
Oh yeah, that's perfect.
Yeah. Yeah. That's the three objectively coolest factions in Warhammer 40,000. Gene Stealer cults are up there. They're pretty high up there. But it's Chaos Space Marines.
Dark Eldar.
Black Armor Space Marines, not Dark Eldar, and Orks. Oh, got
So
him!
I said they're up there.
Oh, they're not up there!
I think that I think GSC are up there for me, and I don't own a GSC army.
Oh, true. You should duct tape him to the outside of a dreadnought. Oh, attach him to, like, glue him on top of your little dreadnought that you have.
Oh, the chaos one.
Yeah.
I'm not gluing this guy to anything. He's
got sentimental value.
Yeah, in my head canon, my Redemptor that has the big plasma cannon, it's this guy.
Oh, he's in the
Like
Redemptor?
macroplasma.
I was gonna say, Ryan, can I build you a Redemptor that like has a spot for him that you could still open it up?
Oh, where you can open up the front and stick him in there?
Yeah, I've thought about doing a conversion like that, but maybe one day.
Look, I've been doing dreadnought conversions since I got home from Atlanta. When was that? 2 months ago.
Something like that.
So if you need dreadnought conversions, I'm your guy. Apparently, I just ordered parts for the Sisters dreadnought conversion. Chaplain, that stupid battle standard that only comes in one Sisters box.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it only came in the monopose Battle Sister squad.
Yeah.
All right. Well, it's almost been an hour. Cutting it a little short, but
Right.
we got some more stuff coming up. So this upcoming Monday, we talked about a little bit at the beginning, we're going to be playing some Age of Sigmar for the first time on stream. I've been cranking away on those graphics, and it's rough. It's rough stuff out there. But I'm getting there. We're going to play a little bit this weekend for practice. And then I think the following Thursday, we might do like a little review stream of some Spearhead. Talk about how the game feels coming from a bunch of people that have played 40k for a while. And are kind of like making a little bit of a foray into Age of Sigmar for the first-ish time. And then the Monday after that, we're going to be doing the finale of Throne of Lies. So our little narrative campaign we've been doing, the 4th episode, final episode, is on Monday the 22nd. So, with all that said, I think we're ready to get out of here, yeah?
Yeah.
All right.
So that's all I got.
Thanks for tuning in. We'll catch you guys on Monday. Good night.